Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new Let's Play for Roguetech. The new patch is out, 1.3.7 it is, I think, and there is a lot of good changes. And so, well, it's not safe compatible anyway, we're starting anew with Willis Gymnasialisten. Those of you who speak German will know that this is not the right word for it, because my son is now going to the gymnasium next year. We've got the approval of the school, which we're very, very thankful for, and so he created this word to show his joy. So you can see we also have a new sigil. It is an octopus on a world with the words "nothing is beyond our reach," which I think fits quite perfect. With this in mind, what has changed? Well, one of the things that have changed, for example, is the way you build mechs in certain forms. I will show that in a second. And those of you who know my flying tiger trick, meaning in the beginning you take a flying tiger mission, let the flyer be shot down and then collect the flyer afterwards, and you get a 60-ton flyer that can basically kill everything in the first up to 3 skull missions. That's no longer working because he has to survive, so well, that's life. How did I start? I pick a start with the royal mechs, which means we're starting in clan territory and we're getting royal machines. What is a royal machine? A royal machine is a machine that has, for example, for one, the title royal time to time, as you can see here. This guy is Kite or Royal Hermes, and they've got royal heat sinks. Well, this one has not. Let's have a look. This one has Royal Heat Sink Kit. -8% heat generated. I really like the fact that I start in the clan territory because the loot is better, although, of course, the resistance is a lot stiffer. And I like the Royal Machines. I like the Phoenix Hawk, and this is, in my eyes, the easiest way to get Phoenix Hawks. You can get up to 2. I've got 2. I was lucky. With that being said, we have no need for these machines. Why do I say that? Because, you see, the affinities work as follows. If your pilot does missions in the same type, not in the same machine, the same type, he gets bonuses if he does this a certain number of times. So, for example, if you have a pilot who has driven a Phoenix Hawk, any Phoenix Hawk will do, no matter 1C, 1B, whatever, 20 times he will become ace pilot and multi-tracker, which means he can fire and then move. So no accuracy penalty, and he can shoot in different targets. Very, very good. In my view, the scrapper is the most important affinity you can have on a machine. Not all machines have that. Very quite few have them. Those who have them are, for example, the Hornet, the Kid Fox, the Phoenix Hawk, the Uzio, the Wraith, the Summoner, the Grand Summoner, the Cataphracт, Battlemaster, Black Knight, Turrican, Mad Cat 2, I guess, and a few others, a Crockett, for example, but not that many if you think how many machines there actually are. So I think this is very good. Yes, there are machines that have more affinities, but I don't go for more, I go for those who I want. And, for example, +6 heat sinking, that is a ton of heat sinking. 1 heat sink. Double heat sink is 6 heat sinking when you see it cool running. So I personally think that it's not important that you get affinities that give you a bonus that other things can provide as well. It's important that it gives you ability that is really hard to get. Yes, you can get Ace Pilot if you have, for example, neural implants and you're running a neural implant cockpit, but those are hard to get, and pilots that have neural implants are even harder to get. With that being said, I've taken no Ronin. I can still have Ronin because when you're getting your first pilots, there can be a Ronin with them. But if you say no pilots, no Ronin recruitment, if the difficulty, to increase the difficulty of the game, and I've taken difficulty 1, so the highest that still counts, I'm not getting any Ronin. I have, I think, 1 or 2. I've not yet looked, but normally you get 1 or 2 with your starting crew, but none of that. I have taken 3 mech parts because I want to have a lot more Phoenix Hawks. I have taken minimum salvage worth for selling, minimum salvage for scrapping. I've taken rare pilot, I've taken full lethality, I've taken no recovery chance if we lose any mechs. So difficulty is quite high. The only thing I've taken as a positive for me is 6 million on the back, so that we can survive a little bit longer in the beginning. Now, about the machine, when you look at the refit of the machines, you will notice that the armor and the endosteel was earlier here in this section, and now they're up here. And your specialist slots are now in your shoulders. But you've got hand slots now, which is great if you have hands. So that is one of the changes. And the layout is a little bit different, which is good. Coming back to the mechs, as I mentioned, it's important in my eyes to have machines that you can work with, and a lot of them, because you might lose some, and some might be in repair. So if you're going for affinities, you should have a lot of these machines that you want to train your pilots in. So we are selling the others. 2 machines will be okay. The Phoenix Hawk is a rather common machine. You can get a lot of Phoenix Hawks, so that's not the problem. Furthermore, you can buy them, and I would have gone for Wraith, for example. That's a 55-ton machine with the Ace pilot. Or I could have gone for a Seal, which is a 50-ton machine. But they're not as common as the Phoenix Hawk. It's really a lot harder to get a couple of them. The availability of a machine is either represented, or can be represented by its common appearance on the field, so that you can salvage them, or they're planets that produce them. Not all of them are still built. For example, the Cataphract is still built on Tikhonov. So if you go to Tikhonov on the navigation map and travel there, the chances are high that you can buy a Cataphract. Or if you go to Paradise, chances are high that you can buy, I think it's a Wraith. And there is a planet that in the Steiner area that still builds the Uzil. So that's as an idea about availability of machines. With that being said, we should refit our machines. Because we just scrapped 3 others, so we have some extra equipment. We're putting the machine guns out, we're putting the medium lasers out. Range is our armor. The more range, the better. We're not using any projectile weapons at the moment. Later on we'll go for mortars, because mortars can fire indirectly and do AoE damage and cannot be intercepted by AMS. Missiles can be intercepted by AMS, so I'm a great fan of mortars. More so, even though they consume more ammunition per ton, but that's a different point. We've got a sub-nose PPC and a large laser. We move the large laser to the other arm, to the right arm, to the left arm, because we get +1 accuracy. Every point of accuracy counts. Very important. Not gunnery is important, but accuracy is important. Unless you go for weapons that can jam, then gunnery becomes important again. We have a slick suit. That is basically a network, like the C3 network, but every slick suit we have gives +1 tactics and +1 initiative and +3% sensors for us, and that's absolutely beautiful. We want that in every machine. That is what we want. We max armor, because so they should be fully armored if possible. And then we see what we can do. We put in ferrofibrous, that saves a few tons. But don't need, they only have... We are not building in the mask, even though we have the pilots that we can activate it every second turn. But we don't, we're fast enough. I've made a video on the sweet spot, or what I think is the sweet spot for machines. It's 6.9 in my eyes, and I will tell you all. You can listen to all that in my videos if you are really interested in that. We'll just increase the armor. We have some tonnage left. We do not have clan double heatsinks at the moment, so we cannot put in another heatsinks because we only got 2 slots left, and that's not enough. But this is okay. With 1 ton over, we will build in a heatsink or something later on.
Logged and noted.
Let's build the other one as well. He's got a slick suit as well. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, you might be wondering why I equip every of my machines with a Guardian ECM and a Beagle active probe. Key to hitting the enemy is sensor and vision. If you have sensors on the enemy, you're not getting a penalty to accuracy. If you have vision on the enemy, you don't get a penalty. You're not getting a bonus to hit, but you're not getting a penalty, and the penalty is pretty hardcore. Especially if the enemy, for example, has stealth or something. Then you're really hard to hit the enemy. To avoid this, we're putting Beagle active probes into our machines so that we can see them, and we make it as hard as we can for them to see us, so we're putting in Guardian ECMs. It seems like we're okay. Let's push up the armor to max. That looks good. Can we put in a little bit more? Ooh, nearly perfect. Pretty close. Excellent. Our heat is pretty good, as you can see. Alpha strike, heat sinking, heat delta. We should not be moving. I should put more heat sinks into it, but we'll be able to do that later on. We're working on it. This is just beautiful. Durability is great for a machine of that size.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
With that being said, let's talk about... I told you we're starting as Royal because I like the starting point and I like the machines. So, very important, we want tactics at as high as possible. As I mentioned, gunnery is mainly there to help you with jam and unjam chances. So if you're into autocannons, that kind of stuff, that's your friend. Piloting, of course, is for melee characters. Guts is to keep your pilots alive, but I will do that hopefully by skill and not by just tanking the damage. 4 layers of defense, I always say. First layer of defense is not being seen. Second layer is being seen but not being hit. Third layer is being hit but not being penetrated. Fourth layer is being penetrated but being able to tank the hit. So, we're taking Tactician because maximum sight and advanced senses and initiative. Very, very important. Remember, 1 point in gunnery is 1% hit chance. 1 point in accuracy is 5 to 3% chance to hit. So if you cannot see your enemy, it's minus 5 accuracy. So a lot, 25% chance to hit, worst case. Less. You cannot see the enemy, you cannot scan the enemy, it's 2 times 25%, so minus 50% chance to hit in general. Oh boy, you don't want that to happen. You want to have your sensor rolls and your vision rolls as high as humanly possible.
Reporting.
Training confirmed, Commander.
As you can see, these are Ronin. If the icon is purple,
Yes,
it's a Ronin. What is a Ronin? A Ronin is, well, basically it's a masterless samurai, but that's a Japanese history, not Chinese, Japanese history. But they have got more skills. Ex-military spacer commander tactician dependable. And when you look at the normal pilots, they've got just 3 or even only 2.
Waiting on you, Commander.
They have also, some Ronin have special abilities that nobody else has. For example, there is a Blake's Word operative, a lady that gives you the ability to call in airstrikes. Absolutely fantastic. If you can call in airstrikes, you can do some really, really weird stuff. Like, for example, destroy far above your normal capabilities.
Oh man, you got me.
This guy looks dangerously bad because plus 1111, but we can train him up pretty quickly. He's got mech warrior, he has combat experience, he's got officer. That's okay. We can work with this guy. So pilots, what did I take for my pilot?
God, I was sleeping. What do you want?
I didn't take veteran because I'm not using the bushwalker anymore. Because the bushwalker doesn't have the scrapper affinity, so he's sadly out of the window. We're going for bookish, which is historian, because sensors, and we've gotten for officer because plus 2.5% sight and senses for all in the lance, which is beautiful. And command experience plus 1 lance resolve and morale is also quite nice. So we're happy with that.
I hear ya.
When we look through our pilots, most of them have tanks and mechs, so that's pretty good because tanks are quite powerful at the moment. So we like that. So, is there any... Absolutely. This is a carrier. Yes, the armor is terrible, but this guy fires 80 long-range missiles a turn. This guy can kill an Atlas in one turn, if he so wants. Sadly, we're short on money, we cannot buy it. The Prowler is not as good that we want to take him, but the Clan AMS is perfect.
New weapon systems
The rest
available.
is not of any interest to us. We're not going for autocannons, as I mentioned. We're not going for anything else they have. But we can sell stuff. At the moment we have 341 cost, but if you look, if we're selling equipment, we have to pay less each month because we don't have to pay for the inventory. The more you have in your inventory, the more you pay. So for those of you who know the feng shui of cleaning your house, that's what we're basically doing. We're selling everything that is not needed. Clean your house, clean your inventory. Make sure that you're not carrying any stuff that you don't need. Gute Nacht, Billy. So we're also selling the Endosteel. Our machines have Endosteel, and I hope I can get Clan Endosteel. Everything that is not Clan, everything that is not needed will be sold to save costs. Even the XL engine, yes, kill me for it. It's a lot of coin. We're selling the mask. We're not using that. We're selling the machine gun ammo. We're keeping the heatsink kits because these are a little bit harder to come by, in my experience. And the Clan heatsink kits are not that much better. They take less space, but that's basically it. We're fine with that. Engineering.
Welcome to engineering, Commander.
First thing we want is a training module. In order to get that, we need power conduits. Okay, we can do that. Power conduits, here they come.
Sure thing. It'll take a bit, but we'll get it done.
With that being said, there is nothing more we can do here. We cannot hire anyone, because they're all too high, and we cannot get missions here. Because look at this, 2.5 skulls, no way we can fight anyone here. There was the idea that we take a defense base mission and then just hope that the defenses of the base are capable of winning the fight for us. But that is rarely working. That's very, very dangerous. And with no loading, no saving, that is simply not possible. So we're not doing that. So, navigation. Where do we want to go?
Hello, Commander.
Clan space isn't that big.
Yet, but she's space-worthy enough for our
Innosphere is down here. We're up here. If we want to travel, for example, to the Draconis Combine, it will take us 249 days. Holy cannoli. So we're not doing that. What we're doing is we're looking for a planet that has one skull. Remember, green skulls, full. 5 green skulls. The next difficulty is red. So this is actually 6 green skulls. So this will be a mission. Even though it says 1 skull, it will be 100 tons assault mechs against us. This is, as far as I know, the only half skull territory in Clan space, the Tiber. And that's where we're going.
Roger that, Commander.
I hope I have not forgotten anything. So as I took officer, I'm asked if I want to take the Oracle or the AVAX. The Oracle is a tank with a battle computer, absolutely fantastic. And the AVAX is a flyer. We take the flyer not because we want the flyer, but is simply more worth. Sad truth. That's the sad truth. This thing is about 250,000 and the under 272,000, and the other one is, I think, 190,000 and something. We look exactly where we're jumping, because maybe where we go there will be some good stuff. So let's look at Brim. It's Clan Cloud. We have money to make a detour if we find something that we really, really, really want. But I don't see anything we really want here. The battle computer critical is good, but you need the appropriate targeting system to install battle computers. So, not really working out for us, is it?
Those upgrades you asked
Yay!
for are
Engineering.
online, Commander.
Some things to update you on, boss.
So, let's get the training module.
All right, I'll get the team on it
That
right
will
away.
help a lot, because if you build that early, it will pay up early. Good, good, good. We are in Clan Diamond Shark. They're merchants. They were a normal fight and all their people died in the Battle of Tukkalit. Their warriors, or most of their warriors, died in the Battle of Tukit, and then they become a merchant clan, which is good. The large clan laser is absolutely fantastic. Range is beautiful, damage is beautiful, heat is acceptable. Very, very good weapon, but not worth getting out of our way just to collect it, because that would take at least 10 days. So we're not doing that. So, oh, we're in Kirin. Chances are that when we reach it. Ooh, long range. +2 accuracy at long range. That, of course, is beautiful. Beautiful. But we keep traveling.
Hey, boss. We've just
Training
completed those
module
upgrades.
is ready.
Boss, nice to see you.
We need the beta pod now, but for that we need structural repairs, so we're doing structural repairs. It's
Roger that,
15
Commander.
days!
I'll get the crew
Holy
moving.
cannoli! We're still in Kirin. Now we're in Tamaron, Clan Coyote. They really go nuts. An Oro heavy tank with 2 AC5s and a large clan pulse laser. That is an interesting combination, but it's very, very expensive and it's not flying. And I'm not a big fan of things that cannot fly. The armor, of course, is impressive. Well, not so much. To the front, yes. To the other sides, not so much. So this is not worth traveling. So, let's move on. Now we're at a jump point, abandoned. There is no one here, no one we can trade with. So, no reason to...
That work order you submitted?
I've got the financial report.
Ooh, financial reports, but we're still okay. We'll keep it at that. We don't need morale, we don't need tax at the moment. We have not a lot to repair, and we have to keep costs down. As you can see, main cost is the Argo. The Phoenix Hawks are okay. The bigger point, we're paying nearly double as much for our personnel than for our installations, which is normal, like most companies. I mean, I work for a company, and I hear my co-workers always say, "Oh, we're just a cost point." Well, actually, most employees are an enormous cost point, so you should not keep that out of your mind. We keep traveling. Oh, a power spike in. Yeah, the Med Bay is not as important for us. If it would have damaged the system, it would have been worse.
That work order's complete, boss.
Oh, we're
Top-notch
in
work, if I
clan
may
work
say so.
territory. Depending on your timeline, one in exile and one in the clan territory. But that's details, right?
Brings you down here, Commander.
Next thing we want is the pot. It's 10 days, because the
Sure
more
thing.
warriors we
It'll take
have,
a bit, but
the
we'll
more
get it
missions
done.
we can do. That's basically what we're here for. So, it's 10 days to travel. And we're in system. Oh, by the way, Clan Hell's Horses is the only clan who really uses
upgrades
combined
you asked
arms
for
like infantry
are
and tanks
online,
together.
Commander.
Which in my eyes make them superior. So we could either go for... Yeah, we should do that as soon as possible.
All right, I'll get the team on it right away.
So this takes structural reinforcements. It's 15 days for the ship upgrade. That's okay.
Looks like we've arrived, Commander.
So, here we are. I'll stop it here, and we'll see each other next time when we go on and start killing people. Hopefully. See you all there. Bye.